Hi everyone, this is your Suraj Kumar. You are watching the channel TSK Tutorials. In this video, we are going to discuss about C programming. In this session, we are going to cover some topics. There, what's a program? Why programming language is necessary? History of C language. What is syntax? What is syntax error? Variables, constants, and operators in C programming. Let's go on. Before discussing what's a program, we have to discuss about why programming language is necessary. In general, we have different languages. S and no, S like English, Telugu, Hindi, and all other. But for a computer cannot understand any of our general languages. It can understand only binary language that's in the format of 0 and 1s. That's why a programming language is necessary. We have to give some instructions and make the computer to work for us, but it can't understand our language, and a program is designed. That's why the necessity of the program is. Let's discuss what's a program. Program is just a set of instructions that a computer follows in order to perform a particular task. Just we are giving some instructions that will convert our instructions into a binary format. That's what the program is. A program converts our instructions into a binary format with the help of some compilers, interpreters, and all of this. Yes, I will explain about them later. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. Types of programming. We have discussed why programming language is necessary. Now, types of programming languages. There are mainly three kinds of programming languages. They are low level language, medium level language, and the machine language. High level language. Low level language is also known as the machine language because it can be understand only for the machine. Humans cannot read or understand it. Okay, medium level language. Medium level language is also known as assembly level language because it is understandable by both humans and machines. High level language. High level language is very easy and can be understandable by the humans. Now let's see all of these in detail. Low level language. A basic compute. Low level language is nothing but the basic computer instructions. A computer cannot understand our language. I have told about it in the earlier. Any instructions given to it by the user in English or any other language is hard for a computer. Hence, it's have own language in binary format known as the low level language. Medium level language, also known as the assembly language. Assembly languages are designed to be readable by humans and machines. They come in the mid era of the computers evolving. Okay, these instructions are created by using symbols, letters, digits, and special characters. In the medium level language, we use all the inputs like letters, digits, and special characters, numbers, and all others. In the high level language, the examples of high level language are C and the Python and Java and all the languages. This language which could be understood by both humans and computers very well is called as the high level language. It consists of symbols and logics. In the high level language, we can use all the characters and letters, words, and symbols, and there are some logics. Let's discuss about the logics in the last of this session. Okay, let's get introduction to the C program. In the C programming, C stands for Computer Programming Language. C language is the general purpose programming language. It's general. It can be from evolving of the computers. It is the mother of all programming languages. All the programming languages are derived from the C program. C program is the basis. It provides solid understanding of all programs. You have to learn or have a slight knowledge about the C program before going to learn any other programs. Okay, let's get the history of C program or C language. C is one of the widely used programming languages in the world. whose applications are in all fields of computer science. C is the oldest and widely used programming language, and its applications are very much all the government websites and the government apps and the public sector units. Useful apps are in the C language because C is the lengthy form of the language. If someone have to crack or hack it, a lot of or lengthy of program is required, which is hard and will have a lot of time. So see, they will use the program in the C language, which is safer than other languages. It is created by Dennis Ritchie at the Bell Laboratories in 1972. This is the origin of the C language or the origin of any programming language. Why C is so popular? As I told, this is the main reason is using in the public activities, and C programs are relatively short compared to other programming language. As I told, that C is the lengthiest form of language. Nobody will show interest in learning the C program, and the C programs are relatively short, but its uses is wide. C is powerful programming language that enable developers to create sophisticated programming language. A smooth programming language or anything can be created from the C program. And as a developers, we need the basics of the C program. As we discussed that what's a program is. A program is the set of instructions given to the computer. Now the instructions must be correct. That's what a syntax is. What is syntax? Syntax is the set of instructions in an order way given to the program or a computer is called as syntax. Before going to see the definition of the syntax, let's have some general case. Any language, either English or Hindi, has a grammar. As on every subject or language has a grammar, it helps us or it defines us how to use sentences, how to use words, synonyms, antonyms of the words, and where to use verbs, where a subject should be placed or where an object should be placed, and how to form a sentence correctly, how to use a tense, and so on. That's what I have written here. The grammar defines the rules for using the language. For example, how to form a sentence, what different words mean, etc. In a normal spoken language or a computer language, syntax means how to arrange words, characters, special characters to make a meaningful statement or expression. In the C program, we have some characters and some semicolons and in quotes, double quotes, parentheses, and some already designed words and input functions. All these how to use all of these correctly. We have to know where to use what and what's purpose. For example, how to word, you have to know where to use words, then only you can use the words correctly. In the same way, you have to know where to use double quotes, where to use semicolons, and where to use parentheses. All these will be given by the syntax. If you don't follow these rules properly, then your code will give error. You will give some input and you will expect some output, but you have not followed the codes, like you have missed just a small semicolon. Then what will happen? Your code will give error. You won't get any output, and you have to search. Your compiler will tell where the error is, and you have to rectify it. Then you can get the output of your input code. Now let's go to the next point. The C programming syntax specifies the rules for writing the codes in the C language. As we have discussed, syntax is orderly arranged set of instructions. They are nothing but the rules. In simple words, these rules inform how to form code in a C program. Syntax contains how to start code. In C program, we have some files like header file, a main, opening part, program, and all those. C will help this syntax will help us to write that program. How to start, how to end, where to use double quotes, where to use curly braces, where to use parentheses. We have discussed what is syntax error. Now we have discussed what a syntax is. Now we are going to discuss what is syntax error. If someone says there is a syntax error in the program, someone or your processor or your compiler tells there is an error, that means that you have written the program incorrectly, but your desired you give input and your desired output is not correct. It's saying that you have written the code incorrectly, but your expectation or your thinking is not correct. That's what here. That means you have not written the program correctly. You might have missed some semicolon or some other general mistake in typing the code for the program. Having a syntax error does not mean your code's language is incorrect. It means you have written it incorrectly. That's it. Your logic is correct, but you have expressed it in an incorrect manner. So you can correct it by placing the missed parts and removing an unnecessary part will make your code correct, and you can get the desired output. Once the syntax is correct, then only the code is compiled and then run. That's it. What's a syntax and how you can get the error, how you have to rectify it. Now let's discuss the basic structure of the C program. As I have told earlier, a C program consists of header file. This is the opening part, main part, open braces, program, and the closed braces. As includes stdio.h is the main. It's called as the header file. Like when you write something, you will put the heading. Like that, for any code in the C program, include stdio.h is called as a header file. It is common for all the programs in the C language. Void main, this is the main part of the program. This is the open braces and this is the closed braces. In the C language, you have to write your program, your code, anything within the braces only. You have to write the program in between the braces. Printf means you have to get the output. In the output screen, I have to print as my name. In the syntax, you have to use double quotes and the semicolon at the end of the program. Here I have used semicolon at the end of the program, and in the program you have to use parentheses, and in the double quotes you have to write what you have to print in the output screen. Get ch is the closing file. This is the opening file, this is the closing file, and you have to put semicolon here, and you have to end the program. That's it. There are some words. You have to print all these words in a single line. Then you have to follow this syntax to print in a single line. As I told earlier, include stdio.h void main is common for all the programs in the C language, and you have to open the braces to print the desired output. I have written printf, open braces, a parentheses. I have given inverted commas or double quotes. I want to print good morning sir in my output screen, so I have written it here. I have put the semicolon, and I have written the closing file get ch and semicolon, and I have end the code by giving curly braces. Let's check whether this code is correct or not and what's printing in the output. To run the C program, I have the software code blocks, and you can in the next video I will tell how to install this software in your Windows or other. Now I am writing the code here. I am going to build it. While building, if there is any error in your code, it will tell here, then you can rectify it and you can solve your program. See, in the output screen you got the good morning sir. Yes or no? I have told it to print good morning sir. It's print in our output screen. Now let's go to the next example. You have to print the same matter in 2 lines. Then how you have to follow? The syntax is here. Hash include stdio.h. Avoid main is common for everything. Here you should not give the semicolon. Remember it. It's the main part, or many people will get error here. Open braces. Printf. First I have to, in the first line I want to print good morning. So I have given good morning here. Here /n means after this you go to the new line. /n indicates that after printing or after writing good morning in the output screen, go to the new line and then print sir in the next line. This is what this code mean. At the end you have to give semicolon, you have to place this in the double quotes. Okay, now let's check whether this code is running or not. Okay, I'm copying it here. I'm deleting the old code. Before you have writing the new code, you must make sure that you have built the whole program. While building it, see here it's giving error. You have not written anything. Undefined reference to in main. Now I'm copying my code and I'm building it. While building, our compiler will tell us if there is any error. In this line there is error, once check it. Then for example here I am missing the double quote and I am building it. See, in this line there is a error. I will check. Oh yes, here is the error is. I have written it and I am building it. Then it's okay. Now I am going to run my program. See, I have written good morning in one line and I told the program to go for the second line. It gone. Next, in the second line we have to print sir. That's it. Instead of this you can give anything like good evening, and you can, before running you must make sure that you have built your program. Otherwise if you run directly you can get your whole program result. Good evening sir, that's it. Okay, let's go to our class. Next, after you have completed the basic structure, basic syntax of the program, you can try by writing your name, your parents and your family members name and your interested subjects in anything. By writing all those in this college, you can try it at your home. What is variable in C program? I am giving some input. It has to store in some part and I have to get it sometime. I have written, I am going to write 10 lines of code. I am giving some input and I need it at the 9th line. How we have to get it? That's the need. There is the need of a variable. A variable in the C program is the name associated with some memory location that helps store some form of data and retrieves it when required. As I told, I have given input at the starting. It has stored in some memory location. That memory location, for example, I have given 10. It stored in some memory location. I require the value 10 stored there at the 9th line of the code. Then we have to give a name to that memory location. Then for example we give A. Then we can simply call it as A. Then the A memory location will open and that input value will come out. That's what a variable is. That's the name given to memory location is called as the variable. But before declaring the variables or before giving the names of the variables to the memory location, there are some rules to be followed. They should not be obeyed. They should not be violated. They should be obeyed. Must and should. First, variable name. Violating the variable name, it should be short and descriptive. For easy access, we are giving name to memory location. If you give that name in a very long manner, it's very tough to recall that function. Yes or no? For example, I have given 100 letters word to a simple code. I want to call that and I want to bring that value 10 back. You have to call all the 100 letters to run your program. Hence, it must be short. That's the main reason. That's why our rules must be short and descriptive. We have to express it in an easy manner. Then only we can call it quickly and we can run our program. We have given A, or you can give it AB or ABC like that in a short manner. Or you can see what are the inputs that you can give for the variables. Adding digits. Variables must start with alphabets but not numbers. You can give your digits after you have given at least one alphabet, but it must always start with the alphabet. Like you can give as A1, A2, C1, ABC2, ACB 4 like that, but not like 4A, 5B, 6C or 7Z like that. You can give Z7 but not 7Z. Okay, duplicate variables are not allowed. For example, I have given A for some memory location which has a value 10. Then A cannot be given for some memory location which has the value 15 in the same program. After this program is completed, then in the next program you can give A for a different memory location. But in the same program, you duplicate variables are not allowed. This is the main part and you have to remember it. Next, case sensitive. Variables are case sensitive. I have given small b equal to 20. I have stored it for some memory location small b. Now in the program I am writing, I want to get the value 20. Now if I am calling capital B, will I get 20? No, because I have not stored in any value in the capital B. Or in case if I stored any value, other value rather than 20, I will get that value, but I won't get 20. To get the 20, I have to only call small b. That's why variables are case sensitive. Spaces and symbols are not allowed in variables except underscores. Only underscores are allowed in the variables. Spaces, symbols are not allowed. Length of variables must not exceed 32 characters. But the program allows 32 characters in the variable. But as I told, it's better to give a short and easy words like C and which you can remember and you can call it in a very easy manner. That's what a variable limit is. But you can give up to 32 characters which can be acceptable by the program. Before storing the data in variable, its name should be declared first. First you have to declare the name of the variable, then you have to give the data into it. That examples I have told: A, B, C, so on, A1, B1, C1, or any name. Or your name can be given as a variable, or your name along with some digits name. For example, my name is Suraj, Suraj1, Suraj2, like that. Anything. Your name along with the digit, your name along with the underscore, anything can be given as the variable for a program to store your desired input. Now I want to print integers in my output. I want to print 20 in my output screen. How I have to print it? Here is the syntax for this kind of problems. #include stdio.h is a header file. It is common for all the programs. Void main is the main part. It's also common to all the programs in the C language. It's a basic syntax. As I told, you have to write the program in the curly braces. Here you have got the what's int. What does int mention? What does int specifies? As I told, In the C language, you have to give the data type. What is the data type? Let's discuss it later. Here int refers to integer. That means that we are storing integer values in the variable. That's it. In the short form of integer, we can give it as int. In the C program, we have to mention what type of input we are storing in the certain variable. But whenever you go to Python, so no need to give it. You can simply write x equal to 56. That's it. You no need to give semicolons, and there is no need to give closing files, no need to give introductory part like header files, and no need to give curly braces. Simple. Let's discuss about in the Python language. Now in the C language, this is I have given the data type int, and I have storing the value in the x, that is equal to 56. I am storing the value 56 in the variable x. At the end of the program, at the end of the line of the program, you have to give the semicolon. Printf means you have to print this one in the output screen. What you have to print? Percentage %d. Yeah, percentage %d refers to you have to print that integer. What integer? The integer stored in the variable x. You have to, in the C program, you have to tell what type of output it must print, but in the Python it's also not necessary. You can write print x, that's it, it will print. But in the C, you have to define what type of output it must give. It's a percentage %d, int, also known as predefined functions. It's not defined by you or us or any other. It's defined in the origin of the C program, and everyone must follow this syntax. Int data type, to represent integers, int must be written, and to represent it in the output screen, percentage %d must be written. We have to get this, hence we have to give this in the double quotes. What output? Only 56. That's it. You should not write x in the double quotes. If you write x, then you can get x, the variable name, also in the double quotes. As we did not need it, we can simply write it outside. We have to get integer, and what integer we have to get? That is stored in the x, variable x, and you have to close the parentheses, semicolon at the end of the line of the program. Have to give get ch, this is the closing file, and the semicolon and the curly braces. Let's check whether this syntax is working or not. I'm copying it here. I'm building this program. I'm building it. There is no error. If there is any error, it will show to you in the red color, and you have to search for it, as it also defines the line in which the error has occurred in a simple way. Only in this software you have that simple method, and in the there are different softwares for C programming. In different softwares there is a different methods. I will make a video how to download this software, which is easy for the programming, C programming. See, I have got the 56 here. What I have stored value 56, printf. What I have to get output is integer that stored in x, and wait, I will show you another syntax here. I am storing a value like t is equal to 45. Okay, now I want to print t. Here make sure that I have not defined the data type stored in it. Okay, I am building it. See, it's error because first I am using this t for the first time. I am declaring variable for the first time, but I have not declared what type of value stored in it. That's the error. I am going to declare that the value stored in it is integer. Now I am building this program. See, the program is correct and there is no errors in this program. I am running it. I ask it to print the integer. What? It's stored in t. This output is 45. Now, as I told how to print in the 2 lines, 3 lines, let's apply that syntax in this program. I have to print %d in this, and in the next line I have to print the value of x. Now I am giving the semicolon and I am going to build it. See, we have to give, as I told, the percentage, /n should be given in the double quotes. It's given error. I told that the /n must be given in the double quote, because after printing this %d, it has to go to the new line and it has to print the value stored in x. Now I am building it. It's worked out. First 45 is printed, that's the value stored in t, and as I told to print it in the next line, its value is 56, it's printed in the new line. I want to print this in the same line, and I will show you in the forward line, in the upcoming line after this. I'm going for that you have to use f. /f must be used for that program for such needs. Now I am going, see here first value is 45, and that up to here one completed. First desired output is completed 45, and there is some symbol which distinguishes the two outputs, and the second output is 56. This is what you have discussed it. Or you can simply remove this /f and you can give any space here. You can build it, and I am running this program 45 space 56, because to get this space only I have given the space here, and I am printing the integer stored in x. That's it. We can remove that symbol by this way. Now I am going to delete this built-in. It will get error because there is no program. Let's get into our class. Now let's see how to print the decimal values. We have discussed how to print integers. Now let's see how to print the decimal values, how to print real values also. As I told, the syntax contains #include stdio.h, void main is common for all, parentheses. Okay, from now I won't discuss about this as the video will get longer. Let's directly go into the program. As I told, you have to give the data type stored in it. You have to use the word float. As I told, it has predefined functions. We can't change anything. The word for storing integers is int, and the word storage for decimal values or the real values is float. I'm in the variable v. I'm storing the value like 55.89. I have given the semicolon. I want to print. What I want to print? The float value %f in my output screen, and that's the value. What's the value? Decimal value I have to print. I have to print the decimal value stored in the variable v. Then I'm closing the parentheses, semicolon, get ch, and I'm giving semicolon. That's it. Now let's check and run this program. I'm building it. See, you have got it 55.89, but it gives the output is already fixed that for giving the float values, its output is 6 digits, I mean it's the nearest value 55.889999. It while rounding off, as the number is greater than 5, you will get the 55.89. It already feeded in the program. It's already set in the program the float, while printing the float values. In maximum case, its output must be given with the 6 or decimal places. Now I'm going to delete it for writing the new program and build it for upcoming use. Yes, we have completed variables. After variables, we are going to discuss about constants. A constant in C refers to the value or entities whose value cannot be changed. As the name indicates that it's a constant. Constant means fixed value, or the value which cannot be changed is called as a constant. That's the name indicates. Or entities means the values we have given whose value cannot be changed in C program once they are declared and initialized. Once if we declare something as a constant, it can't be changed. First, if we, without declaration, it itself cannot be taken it as the constant. I will explain this with a program. Before going to solve the program, we have to check about the different types of constants. That there are different types of constants. They are integer constant, character constant, floating point constant, and the string constant. Integer constant, it consists of integers, as the name specifies. That name consists of integers. Character constants, let's discuss about the character constants in the upcoming slide. Floating point constants, as we have discussed what the float is, means why float is used, and floating point constants declares the decimals which are constant, which have to be declared as constant. The decimals which has to be declared as constant will be stored here, and the integers which have to be declared as constant will be stored here. String constants, string constant consists of sequence of characters in double quotes. Simply, what is a string will be discussed later in the upcoming slide. Now let's discuss about integer constants, which is the first kind of the constants. Integer constant is a decimal that represents integer value. Integers is also type of decimal like 0.0 or something. The decimals which represent the integer values are known as the integer constants. We have to declare it as a constant at the predefining of the memory location variable. I will show it in the syntax. Examples of integers we know that 12, 78 and so on. There are some rules for declaring integer constants. What decimal values not allowed. Points and decimal parts are not allowed in the integer constants. Blank spaces not allowed. The input must be integers, hence blank spaces also not allowed. Commas not allowed. Here comma means I am giving here to separate the different constants. You use commas, but for storing 12 we should not give as 1 comma 2. We have to give it as 12. That's what I am trying to express is commas not allowed. And to store the limit in the there is some limit to store the values in integer constant. That's minus 32767 plus 32767. Now only positive and both positive and negative values will be allowed in the integer constant. You must make sure that the input maximum and the minimum values are 32767 to 32767 minus 2 positive. That's it. And both positive and negative values are allowed, because you know that the integers of two kinds, the positive integers and negative integers, and 0 is however in the integers. Okay, now let's see the syntax of this integer constant. The syntax contains header file and the opening braces, which is common. First, as I told, we have to declare it as constant. first declaring that the value stored in it as constant int d equal the value d is 56, and I am trying to store another value in d, or want to change the value in d as 23. Have to printf. Here percentage d indicates that the integer, print integer, and this d is the variable. Okay, or I will change it as okay. Now I am going to change the value as m, the variable stored as m, and I want to print the variable stored in m. Okay, this is the syntax. First I have declared it as constant, and I am giving the data type m, integer, the value stored in m, the variable m is 56. I want to change that as 23. I want to print in my output screen what? Integer. I have to print integer and the value stored in m. I am closing the program and have given closed braces. Now I am going to run this and have a look at the program whether it's running or not. I am going to copy it. See, we have declared some constant here, and you want to change it. I am building it. It will give error because we have declared some constant. What is the definition of a constant? Value which cannot be changed is called as a constant, but we are trying to change value stored in the variable m, hence it's given error here. Okay, now let's check. Without, I have not declared the constant here, and I want to change the value. Now I am going to build it and I am going to run. The value is 56, but it's stored and we have changed the value to 23. Initial is, let me show you, initial is 56. I am building it and running the program. We have got 56. Now I want to change the value as 34. Okay, I have entered it. I am building my program and I am going to run the program. Yes, the value changed from 56 to 34 and in my desired output. Now I have declared it as constant. The value stored here in the m variable is constant and it cannot be changed. Now I am trying to change it. Is it possible? No, it's not possible. The code is showing an error here. That's it. Now let me build it for the upcoming use, and let's go to our session. Okay, we have completed what are integer constant. Now we are going to discuss about real constants. We have discussed what the real number is. The real number is consists of all the natural numbers, whole numbers, fractions, and the decimal parts. All these repeating and non-repeating, rational numbers and irrational numbers comes under real numbers. All expressing all, you can express the rational numbers in the decimal form and the irrational numbers in also decimal form. We have to print or get the desired output as a decimal form in the our output screen. Then the syntax is as follows. First we have to discuss real constant. Combination of whole number followed by a decimal point or decimal part is called as the real part or decimal values allowed. We have seen that in the integer constant we have seen the first point decimal values are not allowed in the program, but here we are allowing the decimal part because we have to print it. Remaining rules are the same as the integers. Like we discussed earlier, the syntax of the decimal constant or the real constant is, it consists of header file, braces, and we have to declare constant. I am storing the value float. The value that I am going to store as float. I have told you earlier, I have to give the data type stored in the particular variable in the C program. As it's a decimal, the predefined function is float. Okay, float. I am declaring the variable h, and I am storing the value 27.98. I am giving semicolon at the end, and I am trying to change the value as 67.34 semicolon, and I'm going to print what I'm going to print the decimal value in my output screen, and I want to bring that value stored in h to my output. So I have written h here, and semicolon get ch is the closing file, and the brace. Now I'm going to check this code is correct or not. Okay, I'm going to paste it here, and let me verify whether the code is correct or not. See, it's giving an error because we have already declared constant the value stored in h as 27.98, but whether we are trying to change it, it's impossible. Now I'm going to remove it. The value stored in h is not a constant, and I can change it any number of times. You can see here the code that I given is correct, and I'm going to run my program. 67.34, as I told, it will give the almost appropriate value 67.33996. While rounding off, you will get the 67.34. I'm going to delete this and building it. Now let's get into our session. We have discussed the syntax for the real constant. Let's move to the next slide. Character constant. This is the new term for now. For us, we have not heard it. What a character is? A character constant enclosing with single character. What's the character? Let me tell you. Only one type of characters, like the characters consists of like the alphabets or the integers. I have shown here A, C, 3 or anything. The character mean the inputs are like variable. I mean the alphabets. Alphabets comes on the digits comes under characters. Only single. If we define as a character in the C program, we have to give only a single alphabet or a single digit and set within a single quotes. You have to give it in a single quotes. It's mandatory to define a character. Single quotes is mandatory. The syntax is as follows: hash include studio.h void main open braces. I am going to declare the value as constant, and data type is character. The short form is char. I am going to store the value in the variable k. I am going to store the value e in the variable k. That's it. This meaning I am going to store the value e in the variable k. I am given it in the single quotes, and I have given the semicolon at the end. I have given another value or another alphabet to the variable k, and then I am trying it in the output screen. What I have to get? I want to print as character. I want to get the character because I have give input is character, and I want to get that character back in my output screen. I have given it as the %c. As in for integers, it's predefined as %d. For float, %f, and for character, it's %c. And which character have to call it? Have to call the character stored in k. I have given semicolon, and I have closed the program, and I am going to check it whether this working or not. Let me build it. See here, it's an error because I have declared the constant, but I'm going to change its value, which is impossible. Type of the constant, that is the string constant. String constant. What is a string? We have discussed what a character is. A character is nothing but the giving only one alphabet or a number in single quote. But a string is a special type, I mean a advanced type of character, like giving a word, a group of words in double quotes. We have to give it, make sure that we have to give it in double quotes, but it will accept multiple words and the character, I mean digits. It also comes under character. Let's check the syntax of it. Now I have written the syntax, and this is the header file, this is the main part, this is the parentheses, this is the main important program. Have declared the string as a constant, as I have written my channel, and in the next line I want to change it as my video. Wait, I am going to change it as the my video. Okay, let me come to the slideshow. I want to print my video in the next line. For the string, the value that you have to give the predefined function is %s, as %d for integers, %f for float, and the %s for string, and %c for characters. Okay, %s. Okay, and what I have to bring the string, the value stored in the variable name. I have written the name here, semicolon, the closing file get ch, and the parentheses. And you have seen the see the syntax correctly. I mean, while defining or while writing the string variable, we have to give the square brackets. This is to store the memory or to indicate the memory. There is an example in the next video. There will be an example in the next video on how to give the data or how to give the memory location, what to give in the square brackets in the upcoming session. Now there is no need to give any memory location for this constant. Now let me check whether this code is working or not, I mean whether the constant can be changed or not in this program. I'm going to build it. There is an error. I have given the capital V, it's the small v. I'm going to build it. See, we have declared the name, the variable name. My channel is a constant in the variable name, but I'm trying to change it, which is impossible. Let me check whether removing this can be possible or not. Now I'm going to build it. I'm running. No, we have to give the memory location or data, and I'm building it again, and we have got the required output, my channel. Now as it came in the topic, I'm telling about the data, what we have to write here. The topic has occurred. Let's see. This square bracket indicates that how much memory we have to allocate for a certain variable or for a certain memory. As the memory is in bytes, the value that we have given it will be in bytes. As in the syntax or in the program, I have given it as, for a random I have given it as 48, means that I have given 48 bytes of storage for this variable to store the value my channel in it. I am trying, for example, I have given only 4 and I am building it. I am going to run it. I have only got my car, that's it. All the program cannot come because the space, the amount of storage that I have given is insufficient to store the value my channel. I am going to increase its space as 50 and I am going to build it and running it. It's sufficient because as 48 bytes is sufficient, 50 bytes is much more, and the empty space will left for that variable. If because we have to give some extra space, because in the middle of the program we have to write something and we have to build it again. Now what we have to do, we have to get some space, we need some memory, so it's better to give more number of bytes to store any string in the given variable. Now I am building it and I am going to run it. It's sufficient. The space that I have given earlier is sufficient to extend my program. Hence, it's best to give extra amount of bytes to any variable to store your string. I have told about this. I have thought that to teach about this, the data bytes stored in the given variable under the concept of data types, but as the topic has occurred, I have cleared it here. Now let's get into the what are the limitation or what are the rules that a string constant must be follow. Strings are with double quotes. As I told, for a character must be in single quotes and the strings must be in double quotes. It's mandatory, must and should follow this rule. Both upper and lower case are allowed. In string, as I told, both numbers and alphabets are allowed, and both upper and lower case also allowed. Numbers and special characters are allowed. You can use special characters in the strings. Now let's come to our another new concept, operators. What is an operator? What are the operators in C programming? Let's see. Operators are special symbols, a combination of symbols or words that designate same type of computation. It's nothing but the symbols. They are used to perform mathematical operations that inform compiler performing some logical or mathematical functions. As I told, I will tell the logical function at the end of this session. The topic is coming very nearby. Now let's see an example of operators here. X plus y. What are the contents in x plus y? X comma y are called operands. Operands are the things or the variables in between whose we are going to do operations is called as the operands. We are going to do an operation between x and y. What type of operation? Addition operation. And the plus is called as the operator, and x plus y total is called as the expression or the total operation. Between whom we are going to conduct the operation is called as the operand, and what type of operation is called as the operator, and the total is known as the expression or the operation. Okay, let's continue for the next. Let's discuss one type of operation as arithmetic operation in C programming. What's an arithmetic operation? Arithmetic operation, you know that in mathematics there is addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. This is known as basic form of arithmetic operation, and there are some other forms Also we can see like converting into rationals and other. An arithmetic operator is used to perform mathematical operations. Arithmetic operation is also comes under mathematical operations on whom we are going to perform operations on operands, such as there are different types of operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Let's this get syntax 1. There are different types of syntax in performing the operations. The basic or the first kind of syntax is this. This is the header file, which is comma and the parentheses. I'm I'm giving the data type int. I'm storing the integers. I'm going to operate on the integers. I'm going to see these operations on integers. I have given as int. I have declared two variables on my interest as r comma y and semicolon. Means I have declared two variables r and y first. As in the variables, I have discussed that the name of the variable should be discussed first while storing the value in the memory. I have discussed have given the name r comma y here in the first. Then next, the value stored in r is 67 and the value stored in y is 33, and have the sentence end. At the end of the sentence there must be a semicolon, and after printf we have to get the output is integer. Doing operations like addition, subtraction and between these, then and I want to get the output is integer, so I have to give percentage d. What type of operation I have to get? R plus y. Have to add both of these operands. Let's see what's going on. And semicolon and the closing file and the end of the program. Let me check whether this code is running or not. I am building it. The syntax is correct, then there is no error in the syntax. If there is any error, you can find it here. Now how to get the output as 100. Let me rebuild it and check it. Yes, we have got the output as 100. 67 plus 33 gives 100. Let me show other syntax. We can, in this syntax, what we have done, first we have declared the variables, and in the next line we have given the value stored in the variable. But let's declare all and give the value at a time. As till now we have done like int r equal to 67 printf percentage d r in for printing integers. In the same syntax, I have given the variable name and the value stored in it at the same time. Let's check whether it's working or not. Let me build it and run my program. We have got the 100 here. It's applicable. We can do operations like subtraction. You can do and you can build it and you can run the program. We got it as 34. 67 minus 33 is 34. In the same way, you can do multiplication, division, and your interested operations between two operands in this manner. And let me show you the syntax 2. It is second kind of syntax 1. What I have shown now is both are almost same, just the position where we have stored the values is different in these two syntaxes. And the syntax 2 is the syntax 2. It means that first we have defined the variables. That means we are giving two integers, hence two memory locations, hence we gave two variables r comma y in the program, and we have given an additional variable b. Let's see what's the necessity of b. R is 60. I have taken the same example, r equal to 67, y equal to 33, and b contains r plus y operation. Means I have stored the output r plus y in the variable b. Now I am going to call the function. B is enough. There is no need to write r plus y. Simply we can call the output as r plus y from the variable b. Let's check the code in the programming. Now I am copying it. See, I have not given any variable, so it's like this. Let me build it and check it again. I have got it as 100. Okay, now let me check it in another way. Now let me call directly b without solving the operation again, as I have declared an additional variable b. Now let me call b, whether it's working or not. Let me check. It's working because I have stored the value of the r plus y in the variable b. Means these two outputs have stored in b. Now I am going to call that b. That's what is 100. The value stored in b is 100. That's it. Or directly you can write this in the single line. B also can be written here, and you can get the output. Now we have completed arithmetic operations. Now the next is relation operations or the relation operators. What does, as the name indicates, these operators will show the relation between two operands. Whether we can do in this operation, we can give the relation and we can check whether the relation is correct or not. See, relation operators in C is used to compare two values, or to compare the relation between two operands and determine the relationship, whether it's correct or not. Now let's check the syntax. Based upon the result, this operand returns boolean values like 1 if true and 0 if false. Before going to this, we have to must have an idea about Boolean algebra. Boolean algebra is nothing but the binary system. It consists of only the numbers 1 and 0. If the given input is true, or if in electronics they will say that if the circuit is or anything is on, it is represented as 1, and if it is false or if the output is off, then it's as 0. You can get this concept in gates, logical gates, and in the logical operations also. Let's discuss about this boolean values and on off or gates, logical gates in the logical operations in the next slide. Now let's discuss the syntax of the relation operators. This is the header file, and this is the main part which is common. Now I have declared the data type int, and I have declared two variables r comma b. Along with the declaration of the variables, I have stored the values as r and b. R equal to 67, b equal to 34. If I have given the no, I want to get the relation. What I have to get the relation? I want to check that whether if r greater than b or not. That's the relation. I have to check. I have a doubt that whether R is greater than or greater than B or not. Now I'm giving it. I'm giving the relation if, in case if R is greater than B, print true. If R greater than B, print true. Else print false. Get ch is the closing file, and this is the closing braces. Now I have to check whether the relation is correct or not. That's what the relation operators tell us, that they can be useful to check whether our required relation is true or not. Let's check the different kinds of relations in between these, whether they are right or not. Let me copy the syntax and see whether the syntax is correct or not in the program. I'm going to build it, and the output is true. See, if R equals 67, B equal to 34, I am giving the condition that R is greater than B. Yes, by seeing we can can confirm that R is greater than B. Hence, the relation is obeyed, and the output is true. Now let's check what will happen if the relation is wrong. I am given that R is less than B. Let's check what is the output. The output is false. See, R is less than B. When it occurs, then it go for printing true. But its condition is failed, then directly it goes to the next condition, else condition. Else means if that not occurs, then the remaining will occur here. Else printf, what I have to print? False. The false have occurred here. In the same way, we can check like not equal to and the less than, greater than. I am checking not equal to. R not equal to B, and check what will be the output. It's true, because R equal to 67, B equal to 34, both of them are not equal, and the condition is verified, and it gave the output, or it print the output true. Okay, now let's check the other. Let's go into our session. That's what the relation operations are. These are the symbols to check the operations, the relations. Not equal to, less than or equal, greater than or equal, which can be used in our daily life mathematics. Now the topic is logical operators. I have told C language includes some logics, and not these logics. It consists of many logics which will come in the upcoming sections, like union, enum, and many other functions which will come in the next video. In this video, there are some logics in operators, like logical operators. A logical operator is a symbol or word used to connect two or more expressions, such that the value of compound expression produced depend upon the original expression and meaning. Logical operators are used to connect two or more expressions, but the output depends upon the given input to expressions. We have given two expressions, no, whether the output depends upon both the expressions. There are different kinds of the logical operators like logical and, logical or, logical not. These three will come in the logical gates of the physics, and the output and the input of these is same as in the logical gates of the physics. AND gate, OR gate, and NOT gate, both the outputs are same. Like in the gates we will get, let's consider AND gate. As I told earlier, it must related to Boolean Boolean symbols 1 comma 0. 1 is for on, 0 is for false, off. 1 is for true, 0 is for false. Okay, let's check what happens in and or not gates in physics or and or not operators in C language. Let's go. Logical and. The logical and operator returns true if both operations are true, otherwise returns false. As in physics, it's same. It will if for example if we give inputs, if both the inputs are ones, it will give 1. If any of the input is off, then the output is off. Like in the same way, in the logical and we are giving two expressions. If both the expressions become true, then the output is also true. If any one expression becomes true and the other fails to become true or becomes false, then the output is false. This is what the AND gate simplifies. The logical AND operator is true if both operations are true. If one of the operation becomes true and other becomes false, then the output will be false but not true. This is same as in physics. You can get it. If you have no idea, you can check it. The logical AND operator has left to right associatively. Now let's check the syntax of the logical AND operator. This is common. Int m equal to 54 and v equal to 134. If condition. This is also logic. Logics are include if or else conditions. If first expression is m is less than 100. This is my first expression. So I have given it in one of the parentheses pair, and operator symbol is and. This is the symbol to give the input, to operate and operation in the C language. And my second expression is v is greater than 100. This is my second expression. Have put both of these expressions in the parentheses under the condition if, and using AND operator between these. If this is true, if both of these satisfies, I have to get the output as true, or it fails, I have to get the output as false. And the closing file is get ch. Let me check the program. It's true because m is less than 100, v is greater than 100. So the program is true. Both the expressions are true. Then the output is also true. Let me show you another example. If m is greater than 100 and v also greater than 100, then print true. It's false because one of the input is true, v is greater than 100, but other input fails to become true. M is greater than 100? No, m is less than 100. 54 is less than 100. So one of the condition is false and one of the condition is true. Then the output is false. What will happen if both of the conditions is false? Output is false. As I told that in AND gate or AND operator, if both inputs become true, then only output become true, or in any other case the output is false. This what it have shown, because m greater than 100 is a false, v less than 100 is also a false, then the output must be a false. Now let's check the next operation, logical OR. It's same as the OR gate in physics, electronics. The OR gate. What does an OR gate give? If any of the input is true, either one or two inputs is true, then the output is true. To check the expression is true or false, it gives true if one of the condition is true, otherwise false if any one condition or both the conditions is true. At least one condition, if at least one of the condition is true, then it gives true, otherwise false. The syntax is here. If at least one of the condition is true, then the output is true, otherwise false. Now let me check whether this syntax is correct or not. I have built the program. There are no errors in the program. I am going to run my program. Yes, it's true. The output is true. See, v is less equal to 89. It's less than 90. And x equal to 25. It's less than 20. No, it's greater than 20. It means that one output is false and the other output is true. I have told earlier, if any one of the output is true, then the output is true. This is what the satisfied in this case. I have told, I want to tell you that this the symbol of the OR gate. As to AND is the symbol of the AND gate. This is the symbol of the OR gate. Be remember. Don't forget this. These are the main symbols, or these are the main operators to operand, to operate between two operands. Now let me check what happens if both the expressions are false. Output is false. In OR gate, at least one must be true to get the output as true. As here it is false, the output is false. Let's get into our session. This is the syntax of OR gate. We have discussed it. Now let's get about logical NOT. What does a NOT gate represent? NOT gate represents the converse of the output. If the system is on, NOT gate will give it as off. If the system is off, it will give it as on. In the same way, here in this coding, if it is true, the output will be false. If it will be false, the output will be true. It gives true if conditional expression returns false, and vice versa. It's the opposite of the actual input is called as NOT gate or logical NOT operation. It is typically used Boolean logical values. Anything will use the depend upon the Boolean algebra. The syntax of it is as follows. As include stdio.h, void main is called as the opening part. This is the open braces. This is also called as header file, or the heading. I would declare the value I am storing in it as int. I have declared the variable h, the value stored is 78. If this is the symbol of the NOT gate, the expression I am going to give is less than 100. Is less than 100. Print pass, else print fail. I am going to close the program, and I am going to give the curly braces, and I have copied it. Let me build the program. There is an error here. Yes. Let me build it once. Here, sorry, I have changed the variable by mistake. It's h. I have stored the value in the variable h. By mistake, I have declared it as e. I have called it as e, and that's the error. It has shown here. When there is an error, it will show where the error is, what the error is in this software. That's the benefit of this software. It's the best software to do C programming, and I'm going to build my program. This in double quotes error have occurred because in that format it will type the double quotes in one, and in this software it will type the double quotes as in another format. That's the error have occurred. It can be negligible. Let me build the program once again. Output is fail. See, but this C program is so sensitive. If you do the program repeated times, the system will stop and it will not work. That's the main problem with the C program. But as the Python and other programming languages are advanced, it will have its auto processing, and it will process the program very easily and it continue. As you seen earlier, the system stopped working. If we rebuild the program and we have to run it again, that's the main issue with the C programming. But remaining is very good with the C program. Now we have seen the output is fail because but h equal to 78. H is less than 100. Is it true? Yes, it's true. But have given not gate. Not gate means it has to print false. I mean opposite condition. Hence it has to print pass, but it have print fail. That's the logical NOT gate. Now let's check whether the opposite of the NOT gate is applicable for AND. For example, in physics we have NOT plus AND gate as NAND gate, NOT plus OR gate as NOR gate. Let's NAND gate and NOR gate will apply in C programming or not. I am going to discuss n equal to 67 and h is less than 100 and n is h is less than 100 is true. N is less than 70. I am going to give it as n is less than 70. And I am going to close the braces. Now I am building the program. The output is fail. Now first we have to check the AND gate and we have to apply OR gate. AND gate plus NOT gate is equal to NAND gate. Now we are going to verify the NAND gate in physics. Physics is NAND gate. Here there is no specific name. Let's continue with that name. It's a NAND gate. First AND gate. In this parenthesis we are going to check AND gate. H is less than 100. It's true. N is less than 70. It's also true. Now for this true value, this is the true. The value in between this highlighted parenthesis is true. For that true, we are going to apply NOT gate. Hence the output is false, or I have written it to print as fail. Hence the output is fail. Now let's try it in another way. I have given one as false and one input as true for the AND gate. Then the AND gate will become false. The negative, or the opposite of the false is true. Hence we have printed pass. Simply in the same way we can apply it for NOR gate. This See the symbol of the NOR gate, we can apply it for NOR gate. See, according to OR gate, in the expressions in between these braces, one input is false, h greater than 100 is false, n less than 70 is true, that means the output is true. But according to the NOT gate, as the NOT gate is applied here, the output is false, hence it have printed as false, fail. Have to given the command to print it as fail, hence the output is fail. Simply we can give as two inputs as true, two inputs as false, one input is true and the second input is false, first input is false, second input is true, and in different ways, and you can check about what the output is. That's the syntax of the logical NOT gate, and that's end for the today's session. Thank you one and all. Subscribe my channel for more videos. Click the bell icon for our latest updates. Thank you. Thank you.